I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Yo, wild shit in court today. I'm not even gonna cap. Yo, so I actually have a lot to say on this, and it's not only has a lot of relevancy to do with the ability for one side to be able to prove a person innocent, and for the other side to be able to prove an individual guilty. I got a lot to say on this, but I want to lead off with this, and I want everybody to know what the actual issue right now is. So there was some exculpatory evidence. Okay, so there was a video that disappeared apparently and was not given to the defense. So once again, there was a video that disappeared apparently and was not given to the defense, and now it has come up. And not only does it look like the video was just not given to the defense, but it also looks like there could have been some kind of improprieties, and the video actually could have been being hidden from the defense. Fam, I do not know what to tell you. So apparently there was a person, I'm just gonna say a person at this point because they wanted to remain anonymous. So there was a person, although they did describe whether the person is a male or female, just so we can be clear. But there was a person who has called in to give an alternative description of who the shooter was. They spoke to an Officer Vasquez, apparently. They called in. I'm going to walk up one of these blocks. They called in. Pardon me. They called in. They gave an alternative descriptions, basically describing somebody other than the individual who is currently on trial. I want to be clear on this. Let's go to the street in the sunlight. They called in. They gave a description of an individual that is a different description. I mentioned this previously, right? Just so we can be clear, but there's evidence attached to it. So basically, there was a person in the car. The car allegedly saw the shooter, and then they called in, and they anonymously gave a tip, and they gave a description of who the alleged shooter was. What ends up going on is they go and they review some video footage of the area, and some of the videos that were reviewed that they have, the prosecution had allegedly had access to. Remember the other day I told y'all what a DD5 is? I'm going to get to that in 2 seconds. But the video that allegedly shows the individual who called in and gave the tip saying that they saw the shooting and the person who did it was an alternative individual, that video was never given to the defense. Why is this important? Because the person who gave this information, they also didn't go and investigate. The defense's defense, by the way, is that the police did not investigate this matter. That is what the defense is saying. The defense is saying the police didn't investigate the killer. They just locked in on our guy, decided that our guy was guilty, and they never actually did an investigation. That's the defense. No, you good, fam? Now go do what you're doing, man. Enjoy your day. He making sure he calling to his family like, I'm over here. I'm good. So the defense is saying that the police did not do their job. That is what the defense is saying. So just so we can be clear, there is a video, and it's not an alleged. The video exists. This video shows the car that the witness that called in is allegedly in. They're saying that the police did not do an investigation. The police didn't give this information to the defense team, where the defense could have did their own investigation. I got a whole bunch of shit. I got it written down on the paper. I'm going to find somewhere to sit down and we're going to discuss this. I'm going to say what's up to everybody. Shout out to Bo Real. Salute. Shout out to Fox. Salute. Shout out to Jamal. Salute. Shy Brim. Ben Roman. We got some green team in here. Salute. This is good afternoon, fraud, salutations, and prosperity. What's good, fam? Everything is happening. Feel me? So I want to be clear on this, and I don't want there to be no misinterpretation. The judge is not happy about this, and also when this came up in court, the prosecution basically said that they were also not happy with the fact that this information didn't get given to the defense. They're saying that that's not their, like they was not complicit in the defense not being able to acquire this information. It's not something that they did. They weren't out there like, we're gonna keep this secrets. They saying that that's not what happened. Just so we can be clear, I'm just gonna pull my book out. And we're gonna go talk about this shit. This is bananas, fam. This is bananas. And you want to know what's the craziest shit about all of this? I'm going to tell you what's even crazy about all of this. The judge said in open court, well, was it open court? I don't know, but it was on the record. The judge says that there's a big problem in New York City right now with basically with evidence. With, you know, he himself, he said this on the record. He said he himself had to vacate verdicts because of there's so much impropriety basically going on with the evidence and the chain of evidence and what the hell is going on in New York City. He's saying it's running rampant basically, and he himself had to like void verdicts and shit. He's like, it's bad. Hold on, let me pull my book out. Give me 2 seconds. Shout out to the judge, Consevera. I don't know how to say the guy's name. I'm going to figure it out. Really good judge. He's doing a great job. Seems really fair. It doesn't seem in any way that he's going for one side over the other. And I haven't seen him doing anything at all that makes it looks like, yeah, this guy might not be the right guy for this case. He hasn't done anything to make me say that. If we want to think in contrast, we all know what's happening in the YSL trial. That judge ain't shit. I'm not saying as a person. I mean, as far as the YSL trial is concerned, that judge is not looking like he is up to good business. Just so we can be clear. Okay, so hold on. Let me get to where we need to look at real quick. A lot of stuff going on today. I'm not even gonna put it like this. It's no reason for me even to tell you about most of the stuff that happened during the actual. And
it's making $65,000 a year.
Trying to find something. It's no reason for me to even tell you what's happening with the actual witnesses that took the stand today. I'm just being honest with you. There was only one witness that anything really pertinent. The other witnesses seemed like they were just having evidence to be introduced. Once again, you can't just introduce evidence to a trial. You have to normally have a witness that then testifies to the importance of the evidence, the chain of evidence, things as such, because this isn't like the street where you could just make shit up and say something about a nigga. You got to have something going on to prove that this is pertinent. Sounds like the YSL trial is shit show. No, I can't even. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm not putting nothing on the prosecution right now. As far as they're concerned, they're saying that they are also unhappy that this wasn't available. Then something happened, and like I don't know. I think it's, you might be right. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, first thing I want to say is that Juror 9 has been replaced. I hope you can hear me well. First thing I have to say is Juror 9 has been replaced. They were out with COVID. The judge said, look, this is taking too long. We're not going to be here forever with this bullshit. We're going to just replace them. It was replaced with alternate juror number 1. So now the alternate juror number 1 is juror number 9. I'm assuming that's how it works. As far as I know, that's how it works. And also, there was a new video that was discovered. That's the thing I was just telling y'all about like a minute ago. So basically, while they're talking about this, they says this is the prosecution talking. They said they put on the case taking over for a different DA. So what happened was the DA that's involved in this case, there was a different DA that was involved in it previously. What ended up happening was when they got reins of this particular case, I think they're saying that they never saw this video neither. Like the video was never made available to them either. I think that's what she was trying to say. She said that there's 5 outstanding videos. This is the DA speaking. She's saying that there was a discrepancy with the cameras. And also, just so we could be clear, one of the cameras in one of the videos, it was a speed camera. Just so we could be clear. They're saying that some of the videos, it just can't be found because they don't keep videos indefinitely, just so we can be clear. None of these videos are kept indefinitely. Like, you know, they're on the server for a certain amount of time and then they're not on the server no more. In any regard. The DA then goes on to say that there's 2 adjoining videos that they didn't have them either, basically, and that they were just found. And basically, Officer Vasquez's name is attached to this. Do not forget Officer Vasquez's name. It seems like the judge, it said that the judge wanted to speak to him first thing Monday morning before the jury even came in. But then they came to a different decision and said, we're going to do everything that we're going to do on Monday. We're going to let Officer Vasquez come in after we do everything that we got to do, because he can't testify on Monday, because basically they're going to have him testify without the jury being there so the judge can hear what he has to say. And then after the judge hears what he has to say, then they can determine what the jury can hear. Basically, I'm pretty sure that that's what they were saying. So hold on. Don't go nowhere. So the prosecution the defense is saying that these videos that they never got, they were referenced in the DD5. Remember, I told y'all what a DD5 is. Basically, a DD5 is where all of the evidence is put for like the lead detective and everybody else, so they could put all of the evidence in one area for them to be able to investigate the case or whatever it is. In addition to that, the DD5 basically also gets sent to the defense for the same exact reason, because the defense has an opportunity to investigate this information also. They're saying that there was 3 videos that they had asked for that were referenced in the DD5 that they were never given. Also, they said they repeatedly asked for the speed camera and the DA didn't provide it. Once again, the speed camera that they're talking about, I believe, at least it's being referenced now as a speed camera, is a camera that basically shows, I don't know if y'all can hear me. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. Is allegedly the camera that shows the vehicle that the lady was in, that the person was in, that they saying that they saw the actual crime scene. So I'll tell you what the issue with that is right now. So basically, the way the NYPD generally works is this. If you call in as an anonymous witness, like you're anonymous, you calling in with anonymity, you don't want people to know who you are, right? They don't do an investigation trying to find out who you are, because that messes up their relationship with the community. So now the community don't feel like they could call in and be anonymous, because they called in to be anonymous, and the thing you tried to do was they called in to be anonymous, and the thing you tried to do was find out who they were and then try to get them to testify. So the NYPD has a policy where when somebody calls in to be anonymous, they don't try to identify them. That's a policy that they have. Just so we could be clear, and that policy makes sense. Just so we can be clear. All right, it makes sense. Also, apparently, one of the jurors' phone was disconnected. I'm not gonna. It happens. My phone get disconnected sometimes. I just thought that was funny. In any regard, the defense brought up that the Court of Appeals have ruled in another case that if the defense had the video, that they could have located the witness. So that's the issue that the defense is saying, that the police probably didn't want to identify the individual and then have them come in, but we would have wanted to identify the individual and have them come in. And by us not, I'm gonna walk because they're just talking in my ear and I hate.
Well, if you look at the onboarding, it has.
Sheesh, man. Ah. So the defense is saying that if they would, and the people immediately fucking move when I move. You see how niggas is jackasses? As soon as I move, they move. As soon as I move. I'm not even capping. Watch this. I'm gonna walk right back to the same spot. As soon as I fucking move, they move. Hold on 1 second. I got you on, put you on mute. There we go. As soon as I move, they move, fam. That was bananas. In any regard, the Court of Appeal has ruled in another case that if the defense had the video, that they would have been able to do their own investigation. So that's what the defense is saying. They don't have video to be able to do their own investigation. So even if the police themselves has a policy where they don't try to identify individuals who are anonymous, the prosecution still was supposed to give them that video and give them the opportunity to try to identify the individual themselves. And then they could have been told that the individual didn't want to testify. And once the individual don't want to testify, I mean, what are they going to do? There's no reason to identify them in court, right? Also, before it started today, the prosecution was like they would have been fine with adjourning until Monday, but the judge was like, this has to deal with the juror. The judge was like, nah, fam, we're about to be behind schedule. We trying to, my phone's about to fall. We're about to be behind schedule. We want all of this shit to be done on a certain date. So the judge was like, we're just going to remove that juror. We're going to replace her with an alternate, and then we're going to keep it pushing. Also, the defense didn't consent, even though, you know, they have nothing they could do about it. They didn't consent in the replacing of juror 9. Obviously, they must have thought that that juror was good for them, or even in a different sense, they might have just would have preferred and to be adjourned till Monday and then deal with all of this stuff. Then gives them more time to try to figure out how they're going to exonerate their client. The reason why the judge said he didn't want to do it till Monday, because there's no way to know if she will be available on Monday. And this might be another situation where they might adjourn it to Monday, and then Monday comes and then she's still not available and we got to replace her anyway. So we're not waiting around for her. Also, court ended early today. We already done. Jury entered. I'm not going to talk about most of this stuff. I'm just going to go to where there was some actual cross-examination done. A lot of the majority of the individuals that testify in this trial, they're just coming up there to introduce evidence. And I'm telling y'all what the evidence is. So it's no real reason for me to be like, this or that about whatever they testifying to, because I'm telling you what the evidence is. They just come in to speak evidence. But there was something that was interesting. So there was a detective, another officer that got cooked on the stand by the defense, absolutely cooked. So basically, his name is Robesing, something like that. I really couldn't hear him that well when he was saying his name or spelling it. He didn't speak loud enough. The judge is constantly telling people to speak louder just so we can be clear. So Robesing, 9-year vet, basically he had to relieve Sarango at the crime scene to keep the crime scene secure. But he took no notes. He didn't write anything down. This is just more proof that the defense is trying to show that the police weren't actually that the police weren't actually doing their due diligence in order to get people prosecuted. This is just more proof. At least this is what the defense is saying, is more proof, because that individual went. Can I move over? I mean, I just have it on the side. Do I have to have it on the side, or I don't? Do I? So this is more alleged proof that the prosecution is saying, that the defense is saying, that the police didn't actually look for anyone else that could have possibly been a suspect. They just looked at their defendant. They just looked at their client and decided that their client was guilty. They didn't do their due diligence trying to see were there any other people that could have possibly committed the crime. And when the police are doing an investigation, they're not supposed to centralize on one person. They're supposed to try to solve the crime. In many cases, in all cases, that means looking at all evidence that might, no matter where it leads. You don't look at a person and then decide how you're going to convict them. You look at the evidence and you try to find out, where does the evidence lead you? You understand? So basically the prosecution, the defense is saying that the prosecution, it didn't do that. I'm not saying what anybody did. I'm just explaining to you what the prosecution and the defense's game plans are here. So apparently they're trying to say that that's not something that the prosecution did. The police did, not the prosecution, but the police. The police only investigated their client. The police didn't look at alternative options or alternative suspects. The police didn't pay attention to any evidence that led anywhere else other than their client. That's what they're saying. And this is part of their proof that basically, allegedly, what happened was the individuals, the police had received information, basically, one, that there was a person that called in and said, look, somebody else did it. You know, this is a description of them. And right here, along with other things I get to in 2 seconds, that they didn't even try to, you know, take notes. They didn't do their due diligence. Because remember, when somebody shows up to a crime scene, something I see might be different than something he sees, something she sees. So they're saying that the people, they were just doing that, they just there to collect the check. They looked, they saw their client, and then they just went after him. So that's what the defense is, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying I agree with it or disagree with it. I'm just telling you what it is. They're saying that they reviewed evidence related to this case before testifying. That's what the individual was like. So the defense went up there and asked them, you know, how did you prepare to testify? He said he just reviewed basically his own statement that he already had written, you know, that he written, but he didn't collect any evidence or any data or anything, and he didn't pay attention when he was at the crime scene. So he just basically parroted some shit that he had parroted from before. And that's the testimony that he gave on the stand. He was supposed to testify before, but he didn't. So that was the individual that they gave on the information that they gave on the stand or whatever the case is. So then there was a whole sidebar. The judge was like, stop. The judge was like, I've heard enough. He was like, stop. Sidebar. 1 second. The judge was like, sidebar. They went to the sidebar. They came back. The judge said, you said you looked at it something, right? He said, what did you say that you looked at? Basically, he just looked at his own like memo or whatever the case is. Whatever. They was like, we don't got no more questions for this guy. Oh wait, then they asked him, they said, when did he arrive at the crime scene? He said that's 6:15. And then he said there was no documentation. Basically, the defense's point is this is a whole murder scene. So you got to the murder scene, right? It was a murder committed. This is the most egregious of crimes that you could basically commit, right? I mean, worse than that. Great, right? And so you was a officer that was involved in this particular case, and you took down no documentation, you took down no notes, you did nothing down at all, and on top of that, you didn't even prepare to come to court and testify. On top of that, you're not even here for a reason, basically. Why are you here? In any regard, there was a stipulation that was made. So there's an officer stipulation basically means that nobody don't got to testify about this particular information. This is information that the defense and the prosecution both agree to. Nobody has to come in and testify to it. It's just going to be read into the record. And basically the stipulation was that Felix Reyes was a police officer. He's since retired. That's probably why they didn't want to call him in. He's already retired. Reyes was a...
Hello?
Give me a second.
What? No, I just got up the car now.
I'm literally on live. You putting your whole conversation over the internet.
I didn't even drive. I'm getting off the car now.
She put her whole conversation over the internet. She out here trying to sell fake bags, y'all. I'm gonna start yelling fake bags whenever she try to sell it to somebody. Since she gonna fuck up our business, we gonna fuck up her business. Next time she try to hand somebody the bag, I'm gonna be like, that bag is fake. She out here selling them fake bags over here. You want your fake bags? Pull up to this lady. Yo, want some fake bags? She got them. So we gonna fuck our business up too. So she gonna come talk right over our live. Next time I see her trying to sell a bag standing next to me, I'm gonna say they fake. Why not? She over here, she see us doing a live stream recording, and she trying to cause as much whatever the hell she trying to do as possible. Pharrell says, damn shame how these people get away without doing their jobs. That's basically what the defense is trying to say at this point. That and I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I want to be clear on this. I'm saying that this is what the defense is saying. I'm not saying that I take this position. I'm telling you the information. You could decide if this is your position or not. I am not saying that this is my position. I just want to be clear on this. You gotta say shit like this. Because when I report on stuff, I always have individuals like Jack Force said, no, I'm reporting on the thing. I didn't say it. I'm reporting on it. They're fake. Our bags is fake. You gonna stand near me? I'm gonna let everybody know your bags is fake. Get out of here. The guy right here was laughing. Yeah, cheap fake ass bags. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm over here live streaming, and she gonna come stand next to me and get on the phone. Yeah, she gonna come over here and stand next to me, get on the phone, and hold a whole conversation. So if she fuck my shit up, I'm gonna fuck her shit up. The hell? She just apologized. Fuck my shit up, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. So there was a stipulation made. Oh man. So there was a stipulation made. The stipulation is that there's an officer, Felix Reyes. He was police. He since retired. If he were called to testify, he would testify that he received a bullet that was sent to evidence. It's Exhibit 58. Also, the second stipulation is there's a dude, Nicholas Carwood or some shit. He was police. He's since retired, and that on October 31st he received 4 items. They were he received a couple of items. 4 of them were 35 shells. 1 of them was a discharged round, and he sent all of that in for police testing. So they didn't need these guys to testify because both sides agreed to this, and that's basically what stipulation is. So we don't got to waste time with calling these people to testify just to say something that we all agree on. Then there was a dude called into evidence. He was qualified as an expert. I'm not going to go through his criteria, but basically he's a laboratory chemist. His name is Jason Berger. He's a detective. He works for the NYPD. Basically, he's a laboratory criminalist. He examines evidence and then he testifies. Is basically what his job is. For 6 years, he was assigned to the firearms analyst squad. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. We've already discussed this type of stuff on the page before, so I'm just going to keep it pushing. And it's kind of dope. I just want to add this. It's kind of dope that when these type of people come on, like I already know all of this type of information. So it'd be dope. I'll be in court. You're not telling me nothing new. Shout out to that shit. And anyway, he was qualified. The judge said he's qualified as an expert witness. Basically what that means is basically what that means when you're an expert witness is that the jury can accept your opinion. Basically, they don't even have to accept your testimony, but basically you know enough about this that your opinion is valid. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, why y'all just be accepting everybody's opinion, fam? People don't even be knowing what they be talking about. Why you accepting their opinion? They not experts. They just got an opinion on something. Why you have to agree with their opinion? They're not even experts. Appreciate you. All right. Have a blessed day, fam.
Yo, we back, baby. We gods, the end of mine.
New York City, fam. Somebody just told him to do that.
Hey, everybody, this nigga got gold for $3.99. Come to New York. Everybody.
I'm trying to do my show, fam. This ain't a comedy show neither. You good? You good? I'm asking you. Huh? Okay, I'm doing my show. I know it. Oh shit. I didn't even know the police was there. I was about to take off my shit. I thought we was going to get busy. Somebody sent him over here to bother me. That's all I know. I was about to just... All right, we doing this now. This young lady was riding on this scooter, on this bike with homeboy. Some car just came. Police was on the spot immediately. They hit her. Oh shoot! Yes. Always get the ambulance.
Yes, yes, sir.
Ma'am, you want an ambulance? She got hit by a car. She want an ambulance.
Yo, you push me, man. Man, you just push me.
Now you can wait around till after they leave, fam. Yeah, okay. You can wait right around after they leave. You want attention? I'll give it to you.
Yo, you push me.
I'm about to beat the brakes off this
That's gonna be
nigga.
hitting one. That's gonna be hitting one. Came over, the car came by them, saw me on the traffic stop right here. It just ran over. Sideswiped the whole lane.
And the police officer saw it. And the police officer saw it. Yeah, stop that car. Get this guy off the street. Get this guy off the street. She need an ambulance. Huh? Boom.
They were like right here, so the car just came over the side. And we stopped. Keep going. We stopped when we stopped. Yeah, I was trying to stop that. I stopped that. So you were in the car and we were trying to go around them, but was impatient and just sideswiped. Also, they stopped the car because of the traffic. Alright, so it's just the lane or? Alright, so we're going outside.
Shout out to Officer Ramirez. Good job. Y'all always complain these guys are out here doing a good job today. And she got asthma. Sheesh. Shout out to Officer Ramirez, doing a great job out here today, protecting the people.
We were talking, middle of talking, and then it's over. All right.
We was out here doing our show, and then some weirdo came to try to disrupt what we was doing. I think somebody sent them. And then while that was happening, a young lady was sideswiped on this bike right here. She was riding a passenger on this bike right here with homeboy right here, and the car sideswiped them. Officer Ramirez right here, you see the guy on the end? He actually saw the whole entire event. So let me get out your way. He actually saw what happened, so he was able to be right on top of it. He called for them to stop the car while he stopped the motorist. And as far as I know right now, they have the EMS on the way to try to give her as much assistance as possible. It looks like she can't put any weight at all on her leg. They were on this bike right here, and the car came and sideswiped them because they were impatient. The car. They didn't do anything wrong. The guy in the car, right?
No plate?
Okay, because you can't be doing that, fam. Can't be driving reckless out here. And he got the plate.
She was on the bike? Yeah, she was on the bike. She was a passenger.
And he got the plate. Good job.
They're both over there.
The car has been stopped.
Maybe after this.
The car has been stopped. And we're on Canal.
I guess got try to squeeze around them. So man, where is your ankle? We're like trying to yell at him, yo, stop. Okay, so we're gonna call you. Message should be
BB and Network, Jack Frost. Let's go.
No, you gotta see the doctor. They probably gonna do a CAT scan. You can't walk. They're gonna do an X-ray. So they're gonna, so they need to make sure that everything is fine because it might be broken. So I don't want to scare you, but that is the way.
Yeah, screw that guy. I think they have the car stopped. We're gonna look down the block real quick. We see the police car right here. I'm not sure if that's a car next to it that they have stopped or not, but that might be the car next to them that they have stopped.
You can't really add on these, so that's why I left it like that. So yeah, so for operating a bike, especially a motorized one, gasoline powered, you need license plate. So basically, this is considered so that's the motor vehicle has to have a license plate. Right. It has to be registered. Yeah, when the guy was selling it to me, he explained to me that it's not a high CC motorcycle. That wouldn't need gas power. It has a motor. It automatically makes it qualify. I understand. I know that's the case for electric ones. But basically, if it goes over 200 miles per hour,
All right, so he probably has some other issues because of that asshole. Okay, we're gonna go away from here because we want to give the officers as much leverage as possible to work with those guys. So we're gonna walk down the street and we're gonna go see about the guy in the car real quick, the rat bastard that hit the people on the motorcycle. We're gonna go look at the rat bastard that hit the people on the motorcycle. We're gonna get down the street. That's crazy, right? Somebody sent some asshole to come bother me, and God made a disaster happen just so I didn't have to encounter the asshole. The world is a weird place, fam. I'm trying to tell you, when you blessed, your blessings come crazy. So it's one of these two vehicles. He said the Jersey vehicle, so it's this vehicle right here. This is the guy. I don't know why this car stopped, but this is the guy right here with the Jersey plate. I'm not sure why that vehicle has been stopped. So he hit the lady on the motorcycle. These officers right here accosted them, pulled them over, stopped them. Great job. We don't get enough opportunities to say when the police do a good job. So when we do get those opportunities, let's call it out. We're usually pointing out how they fucking up, right? Let's point out when they're doing a good job also. This guy. I wanted to walk away from the other scene real quick while they was discussing something going on with the guy's information. So this dude right here, he got kids too. This is a family guy. He know better than that. He know better than that. All right, we're gonna walk back to the other scene real quick. The EMS should be arriving soon. Yeah, he know better than that, so they called him. The officer speaking to him right now. They called him. They made him take his key out of the ignition, I'm assuming. Oh, you put it back in. What they telling them to do? Park closer or some shit? That's crazy. Now, I don't know what he was rushing to, but he damn sure ain't gonna get there on time now. He damn sure ain't gonna get there on time now. I don't have the slightest idea why he was rushing, but he damn sure ain't gonna get to wherever he going on time now. I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. Don't know where dude was headed, but he late. Pardon me. Don't know where dude was headed, but he late now. He is absolutely not gonna get there on time. Okay. Now this dude is probably caught up with some sheesh. This dude is probably caught up with some BS because of some weirdo that couldn't take freaking a couple of extra seconds and be careful. Also, I just want to add, if you've never been to Canal Street, it's busy as heck out here, especially when you're driving. Personally, this is a street that I avoid unless I'm literally don't got no choice, as you can see. So 9 times out of 10, dude just got frustrated and it had nothing to do with these people. He probably shouldn't be on the road right now, you know. So sheesh. That's crazy though. That's crazy though. They taking down the report. Hope these guys don't get in trouble. I'm pretty sure everybody here sees them as the victim. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure everybody sees them as the victims. Sheesh. Once again, shout out to Officer Ramirez. He saw the incident. That means that he was doing his job, being vigilant. He was able to ascertain which car it was that did the offense. He was able to get his fellow officers to then stop the vehicle while he saw to the actual injured individual. Great job. Great job. Can't knock it. Fucking EMS just drove past us. That wasn't the one that was for them. Y'all want me to go back to the court case, or y'all wanna deal with this? Let me know. Put it in the chat. If y'all want me to go back to the court case, the state versus Shaquem Daniels. It's Daniel, right? No, Shaquem Parker. The state versus Shaquem Parker. Y'all want me to go back to that, or y'all want to stay and see how this work out? Let me know. Oh, the EMS went to the wrong spot. The EMS is up there. And where the Gaga stuff. Copy. Yeah, so a car hit this bike right here that had a couple on it. Police officer right here, Ramirez, saw the whole incident when it happened, made sure that he got the car that actually did the offense stopped, and also got an EMS and everything called for the young lady because her leg was hit by the car. And if what they're saying is correct, the guy in the car kind of like sped up as he hit the vehicle or hit the young lady, like, you know. And then we just went to his car and it looked like he like his kids is like in football or something like that. So he's a whole family guy. So like, what's going on, fam? One of the main things when you got a family is not to go to jail and not to be in trouble with the police. She said she can't walk. We don't always get a chance to pick up the police, but every opportunity we get, we do it. We are a non-biased news organization who actually don't believe in defunding the police. That shit is crazy. Stop listening to them Democrats. I got to drive. I believe she said that she can't actually walk, and she was first on this pole right here, leaned up against it, and when they moved her over here, it did look like they needed to give her assistance, like all the way around. I don't think she was able to actually walk. I know one thing. They should. I would sue them motherfucker. I'll take the dude to court. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Independent of how bad or how not bad the crime was. Nowadays, you get hit by a car. You know, who isn't to say that this was odd saving the next person that this individual might become reckless with and hit and might take their life. You know, we got to start taking shit as signs, fam. Sometimes things are signs. Sometimes things are signs, you know? Definitely sue him anyway, so she don't have to pay for the, they're gonna wanna, this is like $500-600 when you use the EMS and go to the hospital. Definitely that guy, so you can get that money back. Shout out to the EMS workers. BBN Network, Jack Frost, let's go. Those Nikes is fire though. I fucks with them.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
Get better soon, Queen. That's crazy to have your whole day uprooted because some weirdo couldn't take a couple of more moments to get to where they had to go. You get your whole day uprooted. They putting her in the ambulance right now. Whole day. Just like homeboy that couldn't wait a couple of extra moments was doing something. They was doing something too. Everybody's time is valuable. Nobody's time isn't not valuable. So that happened. You gotta write some tickets out. Hope they just give them a ticket and let them get the fuck up out of here. Be like, don't get caught again before you handle this situation. And the wild part is, he was probably doing his best to make sure that he follows all of the rules of the road. And that's why the idiot hit him in the first place. He was probably doing his best to make sure that he followed all of the rules of the road. And that's probably why the idiot hit him in the first place. Because he was probably like, you're not going fast enough. Sheesh, fam. I used to drive trucks for a living. I hate coming down here. But when you come to congested areas like this, it's so important to have patience. It's so important to just have patience. I drove trucks for a living for what? Like almost 10 years. It's so important to have patience, especially when you come to areas that's extremely congested.
So is this a bill that I'm getting? So those are 2 tickets and
Now he got 2 tickets because some weirdo. They better sue that guy.
Pay it online. I'm about to go cash. You have 15 days to decide what you're going to do after that. You're going to respond either within 30 days. I'll pay it for them. I just want to do something.
Look at that. I'm trying to tell you, people be having their own things going on in their life. People don't want to deal with other people's BS.
Also, a license plate, everything.
Yeah, they telling him all of the stuff that he needs. Now, the one thing about this is, imagine if this whole situation happened, if he got stopped in a different situation with different officers, that might be a different outcome. So this might also be God blessing him. This might be God, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand. Sometimes shit is just correction. You know what I'm saying? It's redirection. Not everything is meant to be negative. Sometimes things are just redirection and correction. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is sometimes. So they doing a good job over there with dude. I'm gonna move away. You know, hopefully they. Too bad they had to give him tickets. Homegirls in here. That guy just walking through the street cursing. I hope he got a phone on and shit. I hope he got that angry. So we're gonna wait for these guys to go disappear. 9 times out of 10, the people that they send to harass me, they're gonna be back over here harassing me in no moment, in any moment. I was about to whoop that dude with the skateboard ass though. I ain't even playing with you. This ain't my neighborhood. I'm out in the street. I don't gotta worry about somebody coming and knocking on my door. I was about to whoop that nigga ass. He just don't know. And then break his board on top of it.
See where she's going. If you want to talk to them, see what hospital she's going to go to. She might either go to downtown Presbyterian or Bellevue. I'm not too sure. I think you said Presbyterian. All right, I'll figure it out and I'll come back and let you know. Downtown. I told her to keep her phone going.
Guys is doing a good job. All right, let's get back to what we was doing. Let's get back to what we was doing. Yo, that's crazy though. Let's get back to what we was doing. Remember, first they had the lady come, staying right here, yelling while we was trying to talk. And then, right after that happened, dude came and started doing all that weirdo shit. I asked him what was good. He was like, what's good? What you talking? Nigga, I will fuck you up if you come back around here fucking with me again. I'm taking my bag off now. All right, let's get back to what we're doing. That skateboard nigga, I want to run into him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, real quick, do y'all want me to restart where I was at? Or do y'all just think that we should just pick this up on another live? Put it in the chat. I want to know what y'all guys think. No, I'm fine, fam. I'm looking for that skateboard ass nigga. I told him to wait until the police left, and he said, nah, he had to go somewhere. I wasn't joking. Now wasn't joking. Let me see if I see this nigga. I'm waiting for him to come back down the block. Hey. Nigga went this way. Don't worry, they're about to send another one. We'll wait for the next one to come. They're about to send another one. Dude thought that skateboard was gonna save him. It wasn't. I was gonna fight a nigga that had a 2x4 with 2 nails in it. What the fuck you think a skateboard is gonna do to me? I had a fight with a nigga on the train that had a cane and a box cutter in one hand and a cane in the other. What the fuck you think a skateboard was gonna do? This is why you gotta carry ceramic knives. Look, this is the one that got fucking with me now. We about to make this happen. That's why you gotta carry ceramic knives. Telling you, I carry ceramic knives. You can get them anywhere you want to go. There's weirdos out here in the world. You can get the ceramic knife anywhere you want to go. Put that shit dead on your leg. I'm assuming the next person that walk up to me talking crazy, that is gonna be going off, and I'm just gonna swing. I'm not gonna ask them nothing. I'm not gonna talk to them about nothing. I'm not gonna discuss nothing. Y'all wanna get back to what we doing? What, I don't. We got 44 people in the chat. Nobody commented. You wanna get back to what we doing? What y'all trying to do? I'm not talking about nothing. I'm not discussing nothing. I'm not asking nothing. All right, let's get back to what we doing. So basically, there was where everybody can know where we left off at. We was talking about the witness that was certified as an expert. So there was a witness that came on the stand. The judge, we went through a whole bunch of stuff. Detective Jason Berger, he's basically a 16-year NYPD vet. He's been working and he's been working actually in the laboratory, the criminalists, basically where they examine the evidence and then he testifies. He's been working there for 16 years. For 6 years, he's been assigned to the firearms analyst, specifically where they examine firearms and firearm-related evidence. Firearm and firearm-related evidence. Say who you gonna send, fam? I'm not in my neighborhood right now. I don't gotta worry about somebody coming to my door. Say who you gonna send. I'm here. Come find out the hallway. I'm a nice. You don't even gotta make it like that. But if you want to find out, come find out the hallway. I'm here. You're just going to be online talking crazy. And you're going to sit in weirdos. You're going to walk right here. Y'all about to get some of these homeless people fucked up. This is not my neighborhood. I don't gotta worry about a nigga trying to pull up at my door. I don't gotta worry about none of that shit. Nigga stole somebody's phone he trying to sell. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm here. I'm in Canal. What's this? Canal and Broadway. I'm here. All right, so there's some ballistic evidence that was admitted. That's why he has to testify. Basically, I don't want to just skip over what the prosecution said. So what the defense said was, I think, more important. Myself, I think that, but I just don't want to dip over what happened with the prosecution. So basically, they asked him just about the cartridge, and he described what cartridges are. How, for everybody that don't know, that thing that y'all call a bullet isn't a bullet; it's a cartridge. Basically, the bullet is the tip. The bullet is the part that gets fired out of the gun, and the cartridge is basically is on the cartridge. Is basically like, I don't know if you want to call it the fuselage, but it's basically where they hold all of the gunpowder. Then it has the it has a strike plate on the back. Different people call it different things. As a strike plate on the back of the bullet. So basically, there's the actual bullet, there's the cartridge, there's a strike plate, and then there's the gunpowder that's inside of the bullet. When the firing pin hits the strike plate, it creates an explosion. That explosion fires the bullet out of the cartridge. The cartridge is then ejected while the bullet is fired out of the cartridge. You understand? So that's basically what he was describing and explaining out of the cylinder. That what he was describing and explaining. Basically. When you examine the cartridge, basically on the strike plate, it'll have the manufacturer of the bullet, and it'll also have other identifiers that will allow for you to understand what the caliber is, what type of gun, basically the caliber that it goes to, the people who manufactured the bullet. It'll have shit like that. Or people that manufactured the ammunition. It'll have shit like that on the back of the jump off, just so we can be clear. There's different firing pins they use. So also, this is something that he did say that was new to me. So different gun manufacturers use different types of firing pins, and determine on what kind of firing pin is used. When it strikes the plate, it creates a different type of indentation. So it leaves a different mark because the different firing pins are shaped in different manners. So that's another way to be able to tell what type of gunshot bullet. Because remember, some ammunition you could use in different weapons. Like, it doesn't have to be the weapon that it was necessarily manufactured for. So that's how you could tell what kind of firearm it was actually used for. So he determines a lot of this by looking. What's up, fam? I don't know. I'm doing the show right here, fam. All right.
Which way is supposed to be square? Hey, bro, which way is supposed to be square?
Y'all about to get one of these niggas fucked up. For real, for real. Anyway, so the different firearms leave different indentations, different grooves on the strike plate, basically, that's on the back of the cartridge. So that's how they could determine what type of weapon fired whatever the hell they did. You understand what I'm saying? In any regard, he determined that the 4 cartridge cases that were found at the scene were all fired from the same gun. Exhibit 72 was a photo of the cartridge casing, and that was basically the back of it that he examined under microscopes to determine, you know, whether the guns was fired from the same weapon. He just talked about how he determined that, and then I just want to make sure that I don't leave out anything that's pertinent. Also, they talked about how on the actual bullet, when it's fired out of the weapon, the barrel has rifling on it. But we discussed this before, but I'll just repeat this. The barrel has rifling on it. So when it comes out of the weapon, the rifling allows you to know. So when it comes out of the weapon, the rifling allows for you to know whether it came out of that gun, because every individual gun, basically, they can never have the same rifling. You understand? It's like a fingerprint. But what he did also say with the prosecution was that he couldn't determine from the bullet and the cartridge if the bullet that they recovered came from the cartridges that they recovered, because apparently they didn't recover the gun. So the only way you could determine where the bullet came from and if the bullet came from those specific cartridges is if you had the gun. So if you had the gun, you can line up the bullet, you can line up the cartridge. But if you don't have the gun, you could determine whether those cartridges was fired by the same gun, but you can determine whether the bullet was fired, whether the bullet comes from those cartridges, basically. So the cross-examination stepped up. They said they did an examination in April. This April, basically. He said there was a different detective initially assigned to the case. So like many of these cases that take a couple of years to go to trial, they had to assign a different detective was assigned to it. So they had to do this particular, they had to look for this evidence twice. They had to examine this evidence twice. A different detective examined it, and this detective. They said that it was examined he examined 6 items. They also said that the cartridges discharged all from the same gun, reiterated. Then he says he couldn't identify whether the bullet came from the same gun for the reason that I just told you. They need the actual gun in order to be able to determine whether the bullet was fired from the same gun as they got from the cartridges. They need the actual gun because they need to then do a test where they fire the gun and then collect that used bullet, and then they do a test to determine the rifling or the bevels that bullet went through in contrast with the bevels or the rifling that the other bullet went through. And then that's how they determine whether it came from the same gun. So unless they have the gun, they can't do the test. Once again, they couldn't make a determination whether this bullet and these was the same thing because of rifling, because they couldn't find the bullet. Anyway, Luis Santiago then takes a stand. Luis Santiago works for NYCHA. I had a ton of shit to tell y'all. Check this out. If y'all in these NYCHA buildings committing crimes, you niggas is bananas. So basically, the police do not have to subpoena NYCHA buildings. For everybody that don't know, the police don't got to subpoena their video. They just give it to them. They don't have to go get nothing from the court, nothing. They just got to ask for it, and it's given directly over without a problem. This particular building that they're talking about, it didn't have any cameras in the elevator. There was only cameras on the exterior of the building. At least this is the way that I heard it. Also, every single morning, they do a test to make sure that these videos, the time and date stamps are all correct on every single NYCHA building in New York City. I just want to be clear on this, if you didn't get the determination. On every single video camera in every NYCHA building in New York City, they do a test every morning to make sure that the video, time and date stamps are correct, so they're never wrong. Literally, they put these cameras in the building in order to find crimes. These cameras are there for the explicit purpose of getting people convicted. They didn't say that. That's my determination. That's my interpretation of what he said. Also, if surveillance goes down on any building, they are immediately notified, and then they're supposed to allegedly go make sure that those videos get back up, those cameras get back up. They asked him, was the date and time stamps accurate in these particular situations? And he said yes, for those reasons that I just explained. So there's three pieces of evidence. There's 78A and 78B. Those are supposed to be DVDs. There's also an exhibit 78. I wasn't able to ascertain what that was. I couldn't hear them. So I'm assuming it has everything to do with those two exhibits. And then that was it. Prosecution stopped talking to him. The defense talked to him and they cross-examined. And basically, these are the Harlem River houses, just so we can be clear. They said that there's a canvas at the NYCHA developments, just so we can be clear. Pardon me. Cameras at all NYCHA developments, he reiterated. He said cameras at the entrance, not the elevators, he reiterated. He said law enforcement does not have to subpoena, he reiterated. He says they keep the video for 21 days. That's something new. He said they have a list of tenants that reside in these buildings. And then we was told like it was going to be a short day or some shit. I don't know. Then it goes on to say a witness gave a description because, said it was a short day. That was it. That's the end of the day. That was the end of the witness. The witness is done. And now this is all of the things that happened after the jury left the courtroom. So basically they was talking about the thing that I was describing to y'all earlier. They said there's a witness gave a description that doesn't match the individual that's on trial. The witness gave this description to a Detective Smith. Says there's a video showing a car at a scene. They said that the police ignored that lead among other leads that they're saying the police ignored. This and that. They had wanted this investigated. They said that the police failed to investigate it. They said that there's a new discovered video on top of all of this other stuff that they're talking about. There's a whole new video that was discovered that now they just got a hold of, that they should have had previously. The defense should have already had, but they didn't. They're just now getting it. They're saying that if they would have had this video, they would have most likely been able to locate the witness. Basically, what the video is supposed to allegedly have in it is the car that the witness was driving in. And what they're saying is, if they would have had this video evidence, they would have been able to get the license plate, and then they would have been able to ascertain who the person was that was driving the vehicle, and thus they would have been able to question them at the very least of what happened at the crime scene. Because they're saying that the DA is saying that there were no witnesses, but this is proof that there was a witness, and that the witness actually called the police and gave a description of the individual that they're saying actually did the crime, just so it can be clear. So they're saying that this is a discovery violation, and they're also saying that this is a Brady violation. Those are two separate violations. Now this is when you can see that the judge start feeling away. This is when you see the judge start feeling away. Because the last thing you want as a judge is for the appeals court is for somebody to take something to appeals court, and then your shit get appealed in your courtroom. So you can see the judge feeling away. The prosecution said 3 different videos were missing and were given to the defense late. This is the defense speaking. The defense says that they was told that there was a new speed camera videos that didn't exist, but the video actually does exist. Said that there were 7 videos that were listed in the DD5 that were not given to the defense. So basically there's like a ton of videos that the defense is saying that they didn't have the opportunity to use in order to try to exonerate their client. In order to exonerate their client. It's always the skinny guy. Like, he not even with them niggas, is he? I don't even think he with them niggas. Nah, he not even with them niggas, I don't think. I think he just walking with them niggas. Now he looking back up himself. What you looking back here for? In any regard, repeatedly told that the videos which were at question, so the videos that they're saying that they didn't get, the DA keeps saying that they don't have it. The DA keeps saying that they don't got it. Excuse me?
I remember you.
Really? Where?
In the city here.
Okay.
I remember your face. Good dude.
Have a blessed day. So they're saying that the video that they needed, basically.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
I like your tie.
Appreciate you. That was the dude I was talking about.
Extra boogie? Yo, what's doing this?
Yep. All right. Let's get back to what we're talking about. So they saying that they were repeatedly told that these power is my phone on real quick. So they're saying that they were repeatedly told. Wait, what the fuck is that? Oh shit! Am I supposed to call this? Okay, so you might be in the chat. I'm not going to call this drop, but only because I don't want people to count my pockets. Appreciate you, fam. Salute. If you want me to call the drop, all you got to do is say what's up in the chat. I'll call it then. But when you do a donation and you're not talking, I tend to not want to call those because I assume that you want to do it on the low. Appreciate you, fam. Salute. It's a fact. Also, hit me when you get a chance. I want to holler at you about something else. Business. BBN business. Good business. With that being said, so just so we can be clear, and you could go look up what a discovery violation and a Brady violation is. I guess I'll describe what a Brady violation is in 2 seconds. So I wrote it down. But basically, there's 2 violations here. The judge talked about how he knows, he feels like the defense does not want a mistrial because then they have to do all of this over again. And like I told y'all before, it's harder for the defense after a mistrial. It's not easier. You understand? Like, especially if there's evidence lending to whatever your problem might be or your client quite possibly being in the wrong. If evidence is close, you don't want a mistrial. You want to be exonerated. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want a mistrial. You understand? Another trial might be more difficult to beat. The judge literally said this in court, said, I know y'all don't want a mistrial. This is going to be harder to beat this the second time around or whatever the case is. And just so we could be clear, the defense is alluding to what they believe to be a fact, that the prosecution had the video and purposely withheld the video. And I want to add something else to that. Remember, there was the detective that lost the book. So this is just a ton of evidence that the defense is not getting a hold of. So that's what the defense is trying to say. These guys aren't doing their job, and I'm not saying that they're not. I'm saying what the defense is saying. The defense is trying to say that these guys aren't doing their job. That guy looks familiar. He might be a content creator that I've seen before. Dude right here in the black, all black. I think he's a content creator that I've seen before. He looks familiar. So they're saying that the defense is saying that the police didn't try to even look for a different suspect, that they just saw the individual, they just saw the defendant and decided that they was going to try to make the evidence line up with the defendant rather than get the evidence and see where the evidence leads. I just want to be clear on this so y'all can understand what the defense is trying to say, so y'all can understand why they're asking the questions that they're asking and why some of these things are important. Just so we can be clear.
Yes.
Also, the defense have been trying to locate that witness for years. So if the defense has been trying to locate this witness, and whoever lost the video was going to allow for them to locate this witness, that's a problem, obviously. That guy looks like he comes straight out of a fucking karate field, man. Defense was told that there was no way to identify the witness when there was an actual way to identify the witness. I think that's the Brady violation, just so we can be clear. No, the Brady violation, I wrote it down, is when there's an exculpatory witness that's been lost. Like, yeah, so yeah, that's basically what the Brady violation is. They had someone that was a witness and they just lost the witness. They didn't hand over the information that will allow for the defense team to be able to question the witness. And that's basically what the Brady bill is, the Brady violation. So that's 2 separate violations. There's a Brady violation and there's a discovery violation. The judge says that they still have the ability to investigate the witness because basically the case is still ongoing. So the judge also mentioned that there was a verdict that a conviction that he had there was a discovery violation. So there was a conviction that he had to vacate because all this type of information had got found out after there was a conviction. So there was a conviction that he personally had to vacate. So that's why when I told you earlier, when they started talking about all of these Brady violations and evidence and discovery violations, why you could see it was palpable on the judge. Like you could see, you know, his demeanor change. You could see it. Like it was palpable. You could feel it. The energy he was giving out, the way he was speaking. This was not something that he's happy about. So he went on to say that he himself, this judge, had to vacate a conviction. Like I told you, this is a good judge. I don't know how to say his name yet. I should have found out how to actually pronounce the motherfucking name. But it's spelled, shout out to the judge. His name is the Honorable Daniel Canvisser, Convisser. He said that the problem is that they didn't have the opportunity to cross-examine the witness and everybody had already testified. So that's why the evidence is important, because the one thing he did say that he was going to do was if there was any evidence that they now have that they're going to get because of these videos that they didn't have access to before, because of these videos that they didn't have access to before, that they're going to allow for the defense to recall these people so they could then re-cross-examine it. So like, he's trying to figure out, the judge is trying to figure out how to make all of this work. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want any more convictions vacated. And he damn sure don't want his shit to go to the appeals court. And then the defense also mentioned, all right? Then the defense also mentioned that not only are they withholding that evidence, because the judge says not only is that evidence a problem, but also in addition to that, they got a detective that lost the book that was referring to the camera that is one of the cameras that the video was lost to. So this is why they believe, and the defense is making it look like, I'm not saying that the prosecution did do this. I'm saying the way that the way the defense is speaking to the judge, it's like they believe that the prosecution purposely was trying to bury this evidence in order to get a conviction on their client. That's what the defense is basically alluding to. The prosecution is trying to bury evidence so they could get a conviction. So that's why they're saying this book magically got lost, because the book actually spoke about the camera, and they would have been able to go to the camera. And if they was able to go to the camera, they would have been able to identify the vehicle. And if they could have identified the vehicle and the license plate, then they would have been able to identify the witness that called in anonymously and then gave a different interpretation of the person that they're saying she got a fatty fam. A different, and no stomach. A different interpretation of, I'm sorry, a different interpretation. A different interpretation of who allegedly was the individual that shot the gun. The judge says that he's not sure if he had a book. He's talking about the judges don't like this neither. The judge is like, the detective wasn't even clear. Like, does he have the book? Does he not have the book? Like, he's not clear. You understand what I'm saying? He's like, it's not clear. He's not clear whether he lost the book. He's not clear if the book that was lost is the book that had the information in it. It's like what the detective was testifying to, it was wonky. And I told y'all it was wonky. So the judge also has an issue with this. I just want to be clear on this. This is also something that the judge has an issue with, that the actual prosecution did, and at least that's the way it's being conveyed in court. That's the way I interpreted it. Somebody else could have interpreted it differently. But if you want to ask for my interpretation of it, the judge also finds issue, not the prosecution, but with the testimony of that specific detective. And that's the detective I told y'all about previously. And then the judge told the prosecution that they better go tell the detective to go look through his books. Because the judge said the same thing I said. If he's not sure which book he lost, why isn't he looking through all of the books that he still has to make sure that that isn't a book that he has? So that's what the judge said. The judge said the same thing that we said. He doesn't know what book he lost. Maybe he did lose that book. Maybe he didn't. But what he can do is he can go to the books that he still currently have, look through those books, and see if he can find that information. This is a murder trial, fam. Somebody's life is on the line over here. And not only is somebody's life on the line, if you put the wrong person in jail, that means that you basically exonerating the killer. You got a killer running through the streets that now nobody looking for, right? I'm just saying. So the judge told the prosecution to go and talk to the damn detective and have the detective look through his books to make sure that he don't still have that book. What he said was, shouldn't he be looking for that book? The DA should ask him to look for the book. That's what I wrote down. The defense team then says, did he ask the defense, do they got any more issues? The defense is saying that part of their defense is the past of the shooter after the shooting. So having this particular video evidence is important because, like I told y'all before, they're using the cameras to basically do a timeline. So the defense want to do their own timeline. And the timeline that the defense want to put up is the timeline that exonerates, their client. So they need to know what the hell with all the video evidence. And every time they've been asking them about the video, they have said they have 4 communications where they're saying that the video don't exist. Like, what the hell are you talking about? The video don't exist. Now we know the video exists. So they told them something that was incorrect, whether they was just ignorant to the fact or whether they were lying. They told them something wrong 4 times. Then the judge asked to the defense, if the video doesn't show anyone of the people that you are saying, why is it important? Basically what I just told you about the timeline. Our battery is dying. We should be probably doing a live tonight, and I'll break down all of this again, and I'll tell y'all there's a lot more left. There's no way for me to get to it all. There's more left than what I said. There's a lot more left. We're going to try to get a live going on tonight in order for me to give y'all the rest of the information. And if we do that, we're going to be doing that in the crib. So we'll be able to have more of a, maybe I just having such nice bodies, but then you'd be like, if you talk to them, the energy is going to be so fucking bananas. You don't know if you want to deal with it. I'm sorry. I just, intrusive thoughts. So we should be doing it live tonight. I'm going to go over all of the evidence, all of the notes that we have, and I'm going to be answering all questions. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing, and then stick God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of God. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. I'm going to be live tonight. I'm out.
Yeah.